Hey Pythonistas, welcome back to another in the series on Fluent Python. We are following along in Luciano Ramalho's fantastic Fluent Python book. In this video we'll be talking about sets, so stick around and let's do some Python. All right, before we jump into the code, I just want to plug growthtesttube.com. What we're doing here is building out data projects. You can join the conversation on Slack from growthtesttube.com. You can join our incubator program in which we go through and work through in 3 months and build out a data project together with a small team. So if you're interested in data, Python, want to get a real data project under your belt, check out growthtesttube.com. Let's get on with the video. All right, so today we're going to be talking about sets. I'm here in my fish terminal with a new exciting color mode here. I forget what theme I'm using, so apologies to that. So sets are relatively underused in Python, and that's unfortunate because they are so useful, and the reason why is because they're so fast and can operate quickly on lists and things like that. So what we can do is we can pass in a tuple, we can pass in a list, but essentially the way that I always construct a set is just set, and then the tuple or the list, it operates on an iterable. So let's see. So the set of this list of eggs and spam is just eggs and spam. We can have a second list here, which has bacon, eggs, and spam, and let's say lettuce. And so we can have another set with list 2, and then we can do useful set operations here, having passed in these two lists, although the second list doesn't need to be a list. We can make it a tuple and then recreate set here. This is a tuple now, so the type of T is set, the type of S is set, and then we could do S and T. So bacon, eggs, lettuce, and spam are in S and T. So the intersection of these sets is eggs and spam. And all other set operations are valid here. We can see the length of the set, the length of each. We can see the length of the intersection is 2. Or if you had, let's say we had list 1, list and list 2. Okay, so the length of the set of list and set list 2 should be 2. We can do set list and set. So this is another way of doing the intersection that we did before, eggs and spam. There are other ways to make sets. You can just create the set directly with these curly brackets here. Kind of looks like it should be a dictionary, but it's a set that you've constructed. So U is equal to S, U should not be equal to T. So these sets are equivalent. So let's see, Luciano writes extremely fast membership test, thanks to the underlying hash table. Set and frozen set. Built-in types provide rich selection of operations to create new sets, or in the case of set, to change existing ones. So what is a frozen set? So this set is mutable, and so set should be mutable, although you're not going to append to it. I see. So I suppose you could do set.add here. Okay, so now the intersection of S and T, because I've added, is now eggs, lettuce, and spam instead of just eggs and spam. So if I wanted to make a frozen set and prevent that, so what I could do is instead make V a frozen set of eggs and bacon. I think I was redundant there. Actually, my set, so let's see, v.intersection with T should be, is the frozen set. So T and V. So I think instead I want V to be, not passing a set, I want to pass it a tuple. Okay, so V dot intersection, and I get back the frozen set. So I suppose that was a fine way to do it. You can also pass, let's say, the range in here. So I can't operate on this. I can't add to this. Whereas if I just did this, okay, x.add 11. So I was able to add to the set. I can't add to the frozen set. So let's see, x.union of V is very interesting. So V is bacon and eggs, X is this range. I think I want to do W union of X. It returns a frozen set. So a set and a frozen set will return a frozen set. Okay, so we have a frozen set here. Okay, so we have X is just our regular set. So X dot, let's say, is instance X set. That's true. So note that if I, the empty set, which Y is falsy. So if Y, print X. No, so the empty set is falsy. So other set methods that, other set operations that we could do. So we have X, which is our range. We already did add to the set. We can clear the set out. So X is just the empty set now. Let's get our set back. Okay, so add, clear, we can copy. Okay, so z.union of X, which is another set operation here. Let's see what else we have. We have discard. Let's say discard 11. So X doesn't have 11, so X discard 0 will remove that item if it is there. And then just other things that you can do. Dunder len. You can pop we popped the first item from the set by default. So before we discarded, what happens if we discard 4? We remove 4 from the set, but what you can also do is remove an item as well. So remove will raise a key error if it's not in there, whereas discard will pass. All right, so why would I use set and not use some other kind of dictionary operation? Okay, so dict and sets are relatively comparable for lookup times, but you wouldn't want to use a list, looking up through lists. Okay, so set and dict operations are relatively negligible in the amount of time that they take per Luciano Romolo in the book, but you absolutely do want to avoid doing operations on lists. So you don't want to store, if you have a large number of items, store that as a set instead of a list, and the lookup times will be greatly sped up than if you're searching over a list. So one of the reasons why you would want to use set, if you are trying to find needles in haystacks and you have a large list of things, you can should be sometimes easily able to put that into a set and then look up from there. Okay, so the price that you're going to pay for this speed is memory, but computers, they typically have a lot of memory. So for I/O, if you're reading large lists of things in, you may want to consider sets. So that's it for sets. That's all I want to go over in this area. Let me know what you think, and we'll be back next time with some more Fluent Python. I think we're almost through the dictionary chapter, so we'll be back next time. Check out the videos. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It all helps. I appreciate your comments, and we'll be back.